Today we're going to talk about how to do SEO the right way in 2020. Just to kind of kick things off, the way SEO is nowadays, I mean, we're talking millions of blog posts being published every single day. It's getting more and more competitive. The search result pages are getting more and more confusing. Google is actually, when you land on the search result page, the number of zero-click searches are now the majority. So if I search for something like how to tie a tie, guess what? I might just find the answer I need and I'm just gonna bounce off. So basically what you can do is when someone lands on a page and they land on a result and you have one of the results on the page, you can actually have sub-results, maybe 3 or 4 kind of additional results where you're answering questions there. You can plug that in there. So I'd recommend checking out Fact Schema. You can just search for Matthew Woodward and he actually has a complete process on how to do that. The second thing is doing an audit. Maybe you do an audit once a month or so, or you can use an SEO tool out there. There's a lot of popular SEO tools where they give you a score and they tell you what to fix each and every week. I actually got that tip from my friend Syed. Maybe you can have a developer or you're constantly monitoring your site, but you're constantly trying to keep your score high. That seems like a very no-brainer thing to do. The other thing is think about your site speed. You can use Google PageSpeed Insights. You can also use Pingdom as well. I like using 2 sources of truth. You can also look at GT metrics as well. So that's GT metrics with the X instead of CS. Just constantly monitor your speed, and you don't want to slow things down because you're trying to create a good user experience for people. Speed is a factor when it comes to SEO. Don't load your site with a bunch of pop-ups. Don't load it with a bunch of widgets out there. It's just going to slow things down. I'm not saying don't use pop-ups, but just you don't want to overdo it, right? Do on-SERP SEO. So on-SERP SEO means doing on the search engine result page. Think about, okay, if I have the rank 0 result where I'm showing the answer right there, how can I brand my company or tell them to check out the site or click on the result to get more information? So take that call to action there, brand yourself a little bit. That's the best thing you can do there. And then also think about title and meta description as well. Like when you think about optimization there, think about how you can write a better title or a better meta description to entice people to click. You get a higher click-through rate, you're gonna get more traffic. That's free traffic for just a little bit of work that you've already done. And then you can use Google Search Console for that to just look at pages that have a high click-through rate or a low impression count. Or you can use our tool, you can use ClickFlow, just clickflow.com, and you can manage a lot of these kind of SEO processes. We also monitor the top pages on your site and if they're decaying in terms of traffic. So if you're losing a lot of traffic on a page, we're gonna let you know as well. And you can just go to clickflow.com/content-decay and you can find that option over there. And by the way, you don't need to use our tools. I mean, the content decay is a free tool you can use. And then obviously, if you want a free thing to use for a title and meta description, you can use Google Search Console, or obviously you can just sign up and use our tool for free for the trial period. The other thing I want to bring up too is thinking about translation. So Google needs a lot of content in other languages as well. They've actually said this. So how can you translate into other languages if it makes sense for your business? Think about there's different schema markup that you can use, right? There's review schema as well. If it makes sense for you to be using reviews, use that. Use Google My Business as well if you're a local business, and think about how you can occupy a lot of these, take over the local snippets. Maybe you make different websites as well. And then also think about going omni-channel too. So what I mean by that is you don't want to rely completely on Google. Don't forget about collecting emails on your site, because emails, that's one thing you can control. Don't think about diversifying into different channels. If you're writing something on a blog, how can you convert it into a LinkedIn post? How can you convert it into a Twitter post? How can you convert that into something on Instagram? Think about how you can diversify, because a lot of the people that are doing marketing, I think the right way now, modern day marketing, is not putting all their eggs in one basket. I think still people are making this mistake today. They're relying completely on SEO. You don't want to do that. And if you want to stand out when it comes to SEO, like have a unique product, have a unique widget, have a unique tool. That way, that's a much more linkable asset than just trying to go out there and beg people for links. I think it's going to continue to get tougher and tougher when it comes to SEO. Sure, we can talk about voice search. I just don't think it's, from what we're seeing right now, you're not seeing, like, I might ask what the weather is, I might ask what the Lakers score is, I might ask these random things, but at the end of the day, when it comes to business right now, I still think it's a little early for voice search to start taking off. I do think it's going to become more important later, just not right now. So if you're asking about that, that's my opinion. And then let me know in the comments what you think I missed in terms of how to do SEO the right way, at least for this year and beyond. And if you're coming from YouTube, don't forget to check out the next video over there. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Hit the bell button as well, because it helps us grow, and we'll see you tomorrow.